Yo, what's going on? This your man Beast the Truth. I haven't done a video in quite a while, man. It's been like a couple of months at least. Crazy, right? But I'm here to talk to y'all today about the game you see before you, Dying Light 2. Now, all of a sudden, it seems that everybody has become this big time, lifelong Dying Light fan. And I ain't mad at them at all, yo. I ain't even hating. Because if it was up to me, right, everybody would be playing Dying Light. Because to me, in my opinion, Dying Light is one of the matter of fact, it is the greatest zombie game ever created. Why do I say that? Number one, you can play with your friends. You can take any game on this planet, and I can guarantee you that if you could find a way to add a second player to it, as I said before, it will make that game at least 3 times better. It is co-op, right? It is open world. It is a looter. It has several. I don't even want to say several hundred and highball it, but it has so many missions. It is crazy. It has visceral combat, complete with dismemberment. It has melee. It has guns. Man, it has skills, parkour, everything. Man, it is a perfect game to me, as far as what a video game represents. Now, why is this an issue? Because I'm starting to see, right, as many people as were excited about the game, I'm starting to see a couple of people be a little defeatist, man. Because some have seen this score or score similar and had a mindset of, man, maybe I might not get the game. I might wait because it got a 70 this and 70 that. I want to remind y'all of something right quick. Bam. 74. Dying Light 1, the original one, the game that everybody was bigging up, the game that everybody was all of a sudden a fan of, it received a 74. This is exactly why we should never take anyone's invalid opinion as gospel, as truth, as fact. People's opinions are just that, man. Do you know how many games that we all grew up on playing? I don't care if it was Sonic to Streets of Rage to Tekken to Twisted Metal, Battle Arena, Toshinden, Fable, all these games. When we came up playing these games, from the NES to the current generation, we historically have not cared about other people's opinions of our games that we liked. That started last generation during the Xbox One and PS4 whole thing, man. But before then, the only time we ever paid attention to, let's say, reviews was in, I believe it was like Game Informers magazine, when they reviewed games based on graphics, sound, quality, I think replay value. And we more so had the attitude of, if they gave it a high score, we were like, yeah, yo, they see, they feel the same thing we do, right? If they gave our game a bad score, we were more like, they don't know what they're talking about. You know how we did. So it's crazy now seeing people put so much stock and stake in other people's opinions. Man, one of my favorite games ever created is Dynasty Warriors, right? It's one of my favorite series to play since I've been a little kid, right? With my brother. That game has historically received, I think the highest one might have received a 70-ish or so, maybe an 80, maybe now. But that game on average receives low scores from everywhere. I'm talking 50s and 60s on Metacritic even. That game will never win Game of the Year. It will never be critically acclaimed. But do you think that has ever stopped me from loving that game as much as I do? And the only reason I'm not getting Part 9 Empires right now, because I'm doing a little bit of a protest. When Base Part 9 came out, they didn't have online in the game. And I like to play online and co-op with my brother. And they end up patching online and adding online and enhancing the game later on through updates. So I feel that they're going to do the same thing with Nine Empires. So when they do that, I'll purchase it then. But it's still one of my favorite series ever created. And I say all that to say this, man. Think of your favorite game. Think of how much you love that game. Think of how much you like to play that game when you were younger. Could anybody come up to you and tell you that game was trash? I give it a 5 out of 10. Do you think realistically that would change your enjoyment of it? Nah, it never has. Again, this Metacritic stuff became a thing last year because people were looking for validation of their purchases. But in real life, we all have different tastes and things. We all use different products. We all use different services. And if you enjoy something out of that, can't nobody come up to you and try and devalue that. You can let people sway your opinion, right? Or not. But if you really love something, can't nobody change it. Period. Can't nobody come up to you and rate your wife and your kids and your family. Man, I give your wife a 5 out of 10. I give your kids a 1 out of 3. Something like that. And my kids trash, so I gotta throw them away and make new ones. They ain't how that work, man. So it shouldn't work like that with video games because it's never historically worked like that, right? And it's crazy again. The game that everybody has been bigging up, received a 74, and they didn't change much from the game. They did add a bigger DLC, if I'm not mistaken, to where the secondary map was bigger than the first map. But the core gameplay mechanics and the type of game it was always static. It did not change. Meaning this 74, this Dying Light that everybody is bigging up, it has always been that Dying Light. It just had DLC added to it. And then you have people, champion that game as if it got received like a 98 and they can't wait for it. Man, the game was a 74. In my eyes, as a game, it's a 10 out of 10. It should have at least received a 90 in critical reviews, right? And people are acting defeatist because the new one got a 77. Man, if that don't tell you one thing, it tell you reviews does not matter. Because the game everybody was excited about received a 74. But they became fans of a 74 game, right? You didn't become fans of a 74 game. You became fans of the greatest zombie game of all time, in my opinion, right? So I will tell y'all this, man. I'll leave y'all with this. At the end of the day, never base your enjoyment or projected enjoyment of a game on anybody else's invalid opinion, right? Because if it was left up to these review scores, then Dying Light wouldn't even be worth touching. And if that was the case, then everybody who is championing that game right now, you champion it, you would be wrong in their eyes. Because you can't champion a game that's trash, by today's standards. So, man, gaming is in a weird and very dangerous and fragile space, and we need to get up out of it. We need to get back to what gaming is. Get back to what gaming means, man. Purchase and enjoy your games because you want to purchase and enjoy your games. Forget everybody else's opinion. Because remember, a game that got a 77 now, the newest one, it got a 74 back then. You think that's about to stop me from playing that ultimate version with my bro them? Nah, man. Hopefully I can see some of y'all out there too. Maybe we can squad up, man. But, at the end of the day, play what you want to play. Enjoy what you want to enjoy. This has been your man, Beast the Truth. Feel free to like, subscribe or follow me on Twitter under the same name. Whether you do or you don't, it's your prerogative to do so, man. I don't ever want anybody to follow me because I told them to. If anything, man, I want you to dig me or mess with me because you do, right? Just like in real life. We got to, because there's a lot of content creators. They don't care. They don't care what they give you. I don't even really consider myself a content creator, right? I just do this because I love games. And there's a lot of invalid opinions and misinformation out there. And I like to get back to talking to real with people, right? So if you dig what I do, feel free to like, subscribe, follow, or whatever, man. Don't be afraid to, drop a comment, DM or whatever. I play games with people too. Don't matter to me. But, again, never let anybody's invalid opinion sway the way you view games and what you love. Because at the end of the day, you have to buy and purchase and play those games, not the people that's giving a score. All right. Much love, y'all. Lord bless. Happy gaming. Again, follow me if you, dig the content. If you don't, hey, man, you can even hit a downvote. But that ain't going to change the way I do things the same way a 74 ain't going to change how good Dying Light was. And the 77 ain't going to change how great Dying Light 2 is about to be. Much love, y'all. Deuces.